So why is that some TCs never scale, even if they are great at the job? Some of the TCs I met, super sharp, organized, clients love them, but their business is stuck, exhausted, maxed out. There is no growth, no time, no money left after paying taxes. So here is the real talk. Being good at transaction coordination doesn't mean you will scale, because there is a huge difference between being great at your job and being great at running a business. If you're wondering why your client list isn't growing, why your revenue plateau, and why you still feel stuck juggling files and fighting fires, this is the video you might need yesterday. So let's break down the 10 reasons skilled TCs don't scale and how to fix it, of course. One of the biggest mistakes I see is they never shift from executor to CEO. You can be the most detail obsessed, checklist perfect TC on this planet, but if you never make time to work on the business, you'll always be stuck in the business. So scaling starts when you shift out of the mindset of I just need more files to I need more margin, more leverage, more systems. So if I could give you one challenge today, it's this. Block 2 hours this week, and these 2 hours are like no emails, no checklist, no client calls, no nothing. Just 2 hours to ask yourself, what does my next level look like? And how do I build it on purpose? Another thing I observe is that these TCs that never scale, they build a job, not a business. There is a big difference between being self-employed and being a business owner. If the whole thing falls apart the minute you get sick or go on a vacation, then you build a job. And jobs don't scale, they trap you. What you need is infrastructure, standard operating procedures. You need templates, you need a project management tool, you need automation when possible, and maybe even a junior TC or assistant when the time is right, of course. Pretty much the idea here is that your business should be able to run without you, at least for a day or two. Otherwise, you have created a hamster wheel that just spins faster with every new file. So let's discuss another reason that these TCs don't scale. And this is because they don't charge enough to grow. So let's talk a little bit about money, because a lot of TCs undercharge themselves right into burnout. Yes, you're good at the job, but if you're still charging for a basic TC service while delivering a high-touch, white-glove experience with customized updates, free add-ons, and all the extras, you are not building. You are burning out. So in my opinion, scaling requires alignment. The level of service you provide should match the way you price, you structure, and you protect your business. Scaling requires margin, okay? Margin to hire help, margin to upgrade systems, and margin to rest and not implode, okay? So if your rate doesn't leave room for any of that, it's time to raise it. And I'm not talking about arbitrarily, just change your prices, but do it in a strategically way. And my suggestion is that you start by calculating how many files you can realistically handle per month, what you want to take home after expenses, and what tools or support you need to get there, okay? then set your rates based on the business, not the fear. Now for the next one, if you want to know the number one reason most DCs stay stuck, it's just that they try to do everything themselves. They will spend an hour formatting a PDF or a document, or 3 days trying to fix their website, or 10 hours researching CRMs, instead of just asking someone who already knows. And I get it, you are capable, you care, you want it done right, but if your standard is, I must do it all, you will never create a space to scale. Delegating doesn't necessarily mean handing over your clients' files to someone else. It means hiring someone to post your content, for example. So let me pause for a second, because if you're still watching, I already know something about you. You're not just trying to survive this business, you are trying to scale it. And if that's true, we should hang out more. So go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're into behind the scenes strategies that actually move the needle, subscribe. Now let's discuss another thing that hold these DCs back. Because one of the main things is that they avoid visibility. And scaling requires demand. And demand comes from visibility. But so many DCs stay invisible, stay secret, stay hidden. They don't have a website, no social media presence, no referral network. No one even knows they exist unless they are already working with them. And I also get it. The idea of putting yourself out there can be super scary. Trust me, I know. But here is the thing. Agents can hire you if they don't know you. Talk about common transactions, mistakes. Share a client win story every week. So visibility creates credibility, and credibility creates opportunity. Now, another thing that I also observe is that some of these DCs, they don't build relationships that scale. In my opinion, you don't need more clients to scale. You need the right ones, because the best DC business grow from repeat clients, right? Referral partners, collaborations with agents, brokers, lenders, and even other DCs. But I will challenge you to ask, who are my top 3 agents right now? How can I deepen those partnerships? Am I asking for referrals? Am I rewarding loyalty? Am I visible in their world or just in their inbox? So people grow businesses. Process, support them, and believe me, both of them matter. Now, another thing that, again, I observe is that this type of DCs that are not scaling, they don't know what scaling look like for them. Here is the truth. Scaling doesn't have to mean a huge team or 30 grand a month. Scaling might mean taking fewer files at higher rates, or maybe building a business that you can step back from someday. And something to consider is that the danger is comparing your path to someone else's social media. So let me ask you, what does your version of growth look like? Do you want more files? Do you want less stress? You prefer passive income, more time off? There is no right or wrong. Those are your answers. And I want you to define it. I want you to write it down, to build towards that, not someone else's blueprint. Another thing that could get in the way when you're trying to scale is to rely on word of mouth only. And trust me, word of mouth is amazing. I absolutely built a ton of business using that. But you cannot just rely on it because it can be very inconsistent. So with the word of mouth being unpredictable, okay, it's not a marketing plan. It could be a happy accident, if you want to call it that way. It could be something that, yeah, someone refer you, someone recommend you, but maybe it's not every single month, and you need closings every single month. So if I were coaching a TC stuck in this cycle, I would recommend to, of course, keep your referrals, but diversify your lead sources. And that might look different from every one of us, right? You might decide to create a funnel and use a lead magnet. Maybe you prefer to have a big presence in Facebook groups or in LinkedIn, maybe sending a monthly email to past clients or publishing videos showing what you do. Remember, scaling requires leads. Now let's discuss another thing that might get in the way of you scaling your business. And I want you to take it with a grain of salt, because in some cases, what I'm going to describe might not be a problem. So I'm talking about offering only one type of service, okay? So there is no additional income stream. If that is the case, and you are like, I have all the reasons in the world why I offer only one service and that works excellent for my business model, then ignore this part of the video, okay? But maybe, just maybe, consider that you might upsell the clients you already have. So instead of having to go and hunt for more clients, you actually upsell the ones that you have, offering more services. Of course, there is a right way to do this. You should productize your offers. If you want more information about that, I have a video where I explain exactly how to do that. But in a nutshell, I'm talking about building packages, not just price per file. You can create add-ons, listing inputs, compliance only, post-closing follow-up. The important thing is that every single thing that you offer is templatized, and that is how you're going to deliver work. So it can be replicated by others. And when I mean others, might be your employees, your junior TCs, your virtual assistants. And also, I wanted you to consider implementing automation in AI whenever possible. You will be surprised how much time you can save and how much precision you get when you set these tools up correctly. And if you are not great at tech, the same concepts we've been discussing apply. You need to hire someone to set it up for you and enjoy the benefits. There are many solutions coming to life every single day. And if they don't fit your business, you can actually develop your own tools using AI and automation, like Make.com or NAN. You can always start small. And for more details, I want you to check this video right here.